Good morning, everybody. We have a surprise for you in all languages, thanks to Valérie.
Hello, hola, hallo, dzień dobry, zanibona, molo, guten Morgen, doloro jutro.
We're doing our best here with all languages.
Buenos dias, buongiorno, et pour finir en bon normand, bonjour.
We are very proud and happy and also deeply moved to host you here with Valérie. This is the second installment of this day dedicated to clinicians, family, patients, dedicated to patients and families. There are close to 200 people on this day dedicated to MYT1L gene. We have a beautiful program organized by Valérie. We are very fortunate to also have international researchers, but also French researchers that are involved in research on MT1L. This is also organized by the French branch on rare diseases, and we'd like to thank them for their support throughout the years and months. Thanks to the interpreters who are going to translate live the 9 presentations. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for traveling all the way. To seize this opportunity to connect and really spend a very good time here. Well, I think there's nothing more I have to say, but I'm going to start and sing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Well, the interpreter is not going to sing any further, but happy birthday to the extra brave, Extra-Vaillant being the name of this association. So heartfelt happy birthday. Yeah, this is a very nice opportunity. 4 days ago, almost to the date, we were filing the paperwork and created this association. So it's really today that we're celebrating the 4th anniversary. It was created, the association, based on this diagnosis, also all those families that we met, and also all professionals that decided to come together and do whatever they could here in this very city of Rouen. So I suppose all the stars were aligned for us to create this association. So you have the logo, which was drawn by my little sister. In the meantime, it's changed slightly, but this is how it looked like 4 years ago. The first project we had as an association can be summarized with those 4 words. First, we wanted the disease to be recognized. You know, it's important from an administrative standpoint to be recognized. And it's also important for parents to be heard, to understand and to know that they are understood and recognized, that they're not mad. Also, the second objective was to really deepen the underlying mechanisms at play and also better understand what are the impacts of this disease. We also wanted to inform families, obviously, but also the medical professionals at large, medical doctors, but also nurses, healthcare professionals, inform them of the creation of our association and provide them with as many information as possible, and help connect, create links and bridges, so connect families, but also the different players in all areas that work around our association on the daily, or if not on the daily, that are here to really support us. Now, a quick timeline and retrospective of what we've done in 3.5 years. Obviously, we filed for the creation in June of 2021, but everything really started in November 2021 when we published the research study by Dr. Cosimo and her colleagues. This is also in November that we launched our internet website. And so this was really the date when we really helped people connect and help them find information. In 2022, we organized the first day. There were a few less people, or a lot less people in the room, and it makes the world to me to see that today there are people from 10 different countries of the world. We have 50 children here today in the room. We have 34 members of the Vaillant Association here. So that's great. And thank you for that. Also, in 2022, with Professor Poitou and Dubin, we also started a study with the aim to better understanding eating disorders associated to this. We also started to work with international researchers, and those researchers will give a talk later in the day. And I think it's very important that we were able to create those connections beyond borders. And it started in 2022, and then we were able to connect on the other side of the Atlantic as well. Obviously, we also wanted to get this disease recognized as an orphan disease. We filed for recognition in 2021, and we were successful in February of 2023. You now have the French version, English translation, and Spanish translation of this definition. We also received funding to create a framework or a protocol for treatment. In this framework, we describe the disease in details, and also we describe recommendations, guidelines, best practices. This is for healthcare professionals, GPs as well, with a number of data sheets, etc. And we know it's very important the first time you go to your GP to have that in your armamentarium. We also set up a project to get guidelines for the different associations and the different entities that work around rare diseases, so French entities. And again, we have a cheat sheet, if you will, on everything that has to do with this disease. That's very important because, as you know, the diagnosis is rather late in life. Median age is 11. It's better now than it used to be, but nonetheless still rather late in the child's life. And so these documents that we created are here to really help parents but also families to better understand what they've been through and help them have a good description of all that it takes. So on that cheat sheet or flashcard, we are going to create flashcards to make things simpler and easier to use, especially with and for children. And everything is on our website, so I really try and focus on the most important things.
Now, in 2024, what's really important is that we've connected with the American teams, and I'll go over the role that's been played by Elizabeth Wood. I'll be talking about that a little bit later, but I just want to say that the families, all of the actions taking place are not restricted to France. We have connections that go way beyond and that have been around for a while now, even though they are taking longer to take shape. These are links, these are strong ties that we've had for a long time, and they're really important to us. And thanks to those ties, we can also connect the different medical teams and host with great pleasure, the professors that we have today.
Et 2025.
And 2025, ta-da! Here we all are. And that is amazing. It's so fantastic to have you here, having this second international conference. And there'll be another really great event taking place in Germany after, at the end of June, with Dr. Moll and his teams. And with Dr. Coursimon, we're going to run a symposium in Heidelberg. It's going to be a big international meeting. So that was a little just calendar of events and showing you what we've accomplished. Now, this is to show you everything that has happened that we can't talk about all the time. I mean, this is invisible work, collaboration between teams, working together on trying to understand this disorder, trying to help people and provide support. So there's the medical world, the paramedical world, there's the associations, patient associations, these cooperation platforms for families. These are families where families get in touch with each other, share information that can then be processed and provide information for the medical world and families in general. So this afternoon you will also hear from an organization called La Ruche des Possibles. This is a paramedical organization. The Alliance des Maladies Rares, a rare disease alliance, that's also very important because thanks to them we are connecting doctors and making discoveries. For instance, Professor Chaumet's team, which is in touch with Professor Poitou and their team. There are things that we cannot know. It's just huge, tentacular, and so there are things that are beyond current control, and these are really important, these ties. And of course, all of the doctors, I mean, I would just like you to take a look at everything that they have accomplished, everything that they've really tried to provide for you to help you. So that's what they're here for, and that's what they've done. Now, these are the tools that we've worked on and developed on in the association. But on our website, there are over 30 countries connecting, and we've had more than 9,000 sessions over the last 3 years. So it proves that what we're doing is really of capital importance, and it feeds into the whole world. I mean, it goes way beyond France. These are very important ties. These are tools that are in French and English. And we have the FALC that we've talked about and the cards or the maps that we've talked about. I think they're cards that will be available soon. Now, these are our magical links, okay? These are all the little actions and meetings and help and support that we've done and that we provide. It was so fantastic to see the kids yesterday at Happy City, seeing all those fantastic smiles and laughs. I mean, those moments are magical, aren't they? And most of them are not necessarily, live, but online. I mean, we also share Halloween events, Christmas events online. There are so many ways of connecting and sharing things together. I'd also like to thank you for your testimonies because I know how hard this is and how hard it is to talk about what you're living through. You need to accept, you need to have trust, and you need to dare to do it. And you're doing that more and more. So thank you, because it's like a gift to all of the other families. You are allowing everybody to feel reassured, to realize that there are success stories, that it is tough, but that there is a way forward. And you're reaching out to those who need it. So thank you again for your testimonies, and please keep them coming.
Là, c'est les mains tendues.
Now, this is what we call reaching out or holding out your hand, les mains tendues, that's literally what it means. This is great. We ran this event with a bank, the support of a bank, La Caisse d'Épargne, so different people looked at organizing a day with manual kind of events and activities, and they made that day really, really amazing. It was a fantastic day, so thank you. All of the young people got together in a pedagogical event, and your kids were being helped by all kinds of organizations to do all of these great fun things. So people from the medical side, the medical professions, people who are used to working in this environment. We have also companies that are funding this, helping us fund this, and they do that in different ways. And we have obtained funds to help with projects, providing iPads, for instance, for these kids, because computers are tricky for these kids. So iPads can really help them to learn and to overcome their communication disorders. And we've had a lot of people involved in all of these things. And the young lady you see there dressed in blue, you saw her yesterday actually. She's from Groupama, the insurance company, and she'll be here today as well. She's here to look after the children, to give them a snack, to run special evening events. I mean, there's so many people involved wanting to do so many things. And we've all got all the regional economic actors as well. And let me not forget, last but not least, an unbelievable support from the pupils at Donfront School. They raised 9,000 euros. So thanks to them, you are all here together in a hotel at this conference, and I certainly hope that it's going to be comfortable and interesting for you. So thank you. Thank you to Sandra and her family who worked so hard to make that happen and who ran that race. It was really, really great. Now, right from the start, we've been comparing our association to an airline. So it's the Extra-Vaillants Airlines, the super valiant airline. So I'd like everybody to stand up so that we can thank them properly. Please, a round of applause. Now, I was talking about the important ties that exist, but that are not necessarily formal. They're not necessarily organizations, but they are there and have been around for a long time. And this year, we're really lucky to see a foundation set up in the US. And we've got two people from that foundation who are here today with us. It's called the MYT1L project. Elizabeth and Kathy, could you raise your hand so we can see who you are, or maybe even stand up? We're really, really happy to have you here. Thank you. And in 2024, there will be a family day in October. But there's important work being done by the families, and I would like to thank them. I know that they're watching on remotely on screen. I know that, for instance, in Spain, Judith is really working hard to get everyone on board. In Brazil, there's a WhatsApp group with Rosie and Cassien. And in Germany, I'll be meeting the families soon. And there was a first family day in October last year. It was amazing. And we will be thrilled to meet them in June when we go to Heidelberg. So those ties are there. Things are moving. Things are happening. We are moving forward. On all of these associations, in all of these associations. So that's great. Now, there's still a lot of ground to cover, and we need to improve those ties in more countries with more actors, whether it's health professionals or associations. We have a new project for the associations in France between the Extra-Vaillants Association and the MYT1L. And I certainly hope that you will agree to help us brainstorm about that and see how we can move forward, because thanks to all of you, we will be able to move forward. I began in the first year, I felt like I was just flying a small plane. We moved on to a medium-sized plane, and now we're on an airline, a really big airline plane. But we can't do anything if we don't have a team running it. We have a pilot, but we need a whole team. We need to structure the association differently, and we need to find ways of sharing the burden and all working in the same direction. That's why I put, I need a co-pilot. And this is what I want to avoid, right? Of course. So I think that together we can find solutions. I'm sure we can. Sometimes it's tough if you have busy lives and you have children with disorders, but we can try and raise funds, and we can also outsource some tasks maybe. For instance, take somebody on to help us, recruit somebody. We could do that, but we need to make that decision collectively, and we shouldn't just leave it down to a few to run the whole thing, okay? Now, we are, of course, trying to change those challenges into brighter futures for our children.